What's up, everybody? Welcome to CFP Talks. My name is Jonas, and with me, as always, is the incomparable Mr. David Fuchs.
Man, I'm just looking for a new stock chart, dude. Like we started,
I want,
hit record.
I
You
want
hit, you hit.
Apple. I want 20-year
No,
on
no,
Apple.
no. I got one. I got one. It's coming out. It's coming out in a sec. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Come on, America rises and falls with Apple.
It honestly, it kind of does. But
They
hold
used to
on.
say
I
that
got a
about
new one.
GM. You know that?
There we go. There we go.
Oh yeah, my favorite stock.
Is it really?
No, Celsius is my favorite stock. That's the stock I've made the most money with.
Right.
But
I remember you told me about Celsius.
but I will say, there no stock is my favorite, Dave, because I don't want to get emotionally involved.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
It's
But
like this is like
um,
stock market is like the strip club. You don't get emotionally involved, David.
yeah, these stocks don't love you.
They don't love you.
You
They
think
do
they
not
do,
love
they
you.
don't.
With that in mind, let's talk about reviewing the mock exam. So, in our last episode, we talked about, and instead of giving you a specific strategy, we really want you to focus on your intention with the mock exam. That's what we talked about in our last episode.
That's right.
Today, we want to continue with that intention of we don't want you to have great intention for your mock exam and then completely fumble the review because these are what most people overlook is reviewing an exam. I take an exam, I look at the result, maybe I review the ones that I got wrong. I'm not really reviewing that hard. I'm just like, oh man, like I got to do better on the next exam. Maybe I feel some type of way about it, but I'm going to go back into the Q bank and I'm going to say, oh, I did okay. I did bad in retirement. Let me go back and do more retirement. Certainly not a bad way to do it. Is it effective in moving the needle?
It that's a very low caliber way of doing it. Okay. You take the mock exam and you're like, oh, I didn't do that as well in retirement. Let me take questions elsewhere to try and get better at it. Well, why would you not review the after, if you're saying you didn't do as well in retirement, why wouldn't you go to the mock exam that you took and go to the retirement questions and review those?
Yes.
So when you say the intention with reviewing the mock exam, the intention is, yes, you're taking the mock exam to see where you are, what your score is, are you conditioned enough, and do you need to work on your pacing of taking the actual exam. The other objective with the mock is you need to review all that material and you need to
Mhm.
review all the shit you got wrong, obviously, and you need to review it with intention and purpose before you start doing other stuff. And then you also, and I know you always like to stress this, which I think you're dead on, you're dead right, is you also need to then review the ones you got right too, to make sure that you didn't just get lucky.
Yep. When somebody's like, all right, Joe, what does that mean to review the exam? Because to review the exam, what do you think most people do? They go in, I review the ones that I got
Well,
wrong. I read the explanation. Okay, that's why I got it wrong. And then I move on.
I think though there's also most people they don't review their mock exam.
I will agree.
I
So,
think they just say like, oh, I got an 85 on my mock exam. I'm ready.
or, the thing is like if you take the CFP mock and you get the breakdown by topic, it's great to see the breakdown by topic, but you don't really know what you've gotten right and wrong because obviously each of those topics are very wide. So,
Yeah,
the thing is that it is a great start, but it is your responsibility to dig into the exam and dig your heels in. And I promise you, this is something that the deeper you dig into, the more you're going to get out of it. Because most people, if the mock exam was a giant orange, most people massage the orange, but never actually squeeze it. There is so much juice in that orange. And every time that you dig into those questions, it's like you're squeezing the orange a little bit more and you're getting more juice out of it. If I
it's a
ask you,
great analogy.
all right, so if I ask you
Sorry.
and I say, I'm full of great analogies, Dave. I'm very
No,
wise.
that happened to be a really good one.
And so if you think about it, like, what does it mean to review the exam? I want you to retake the exam question by question. And what I
Right.
mean by
Yeah.
that is you're going to look at the question. You're going to see, did I get this one right? Did I get it right for the right reason? I'm
Or
still
did I just guess and get lucky?
right. And I'm reading the explanation. Okay, cool. If that explanation doesn't make sense, I need to get back into my book on a right question or a wrong question. And I know what I'm asking you to do is a very tedious process, but this exam is about details. And if you're not detail oriented, you will get lost on this exam. So your attention to detail is paramount. So I'm going through number one, did I get this right for the right reason? That's exactly the explanation is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Check. I don't have to do anything else with that one. Question two, I got it right. Ooh, that was not the explanation. Let me go back to my book. Let me go back to my notes. Let me see what I was missing. Oh my God, I misunderstood it. What a complete, thank God I looked at this because now when I see it again, I can get it right.
Yep.
I get the
Yep.
question wrong. Oh, I misread the question. I knew that. Okay, good. That's cueing you in to say, if there's a lot of those questions, guess what? Hint, hint, you need to slow down in your reading of the question. If you're getting it wrong because you straight out have no idea, write down that specific subtopic, not retirement planning, not investment planning. I want to see something specific. Dividend discount model, duration, immunization. I don't even know what that word immunization is. Okay, get back into your book. And now that is a cue that you have to go back and review that very specific topic and get the information that you need. That way you can actually get not, it's not retirement that I need to work on. It's this specific topic. I'm getting crushed on qualified plans. I'm getting crushed on the self employment tax calculation. Go back and review that. That way, there's a hyper specific plan for the way you're going to attack your next week.
Yosef, let me just jump in here really quickly.
Yeah. Sorry, I got I,
So,
I got hyped. I got hyped.
so no, I want to go back to what something that you said about, I know this is a really tedious thing to go back and review the mock, and in my opinion, it's not. Like this is just par for the course. Like you took a mock exam. Why would you not sit there and review it? It's such easy study material. You don't even have, like, I remember actually when I was taking the exam or when I was going through taking mock exams, like I used to be very happy and relaxed with it because I'd be like, all right, I know for the next 2 days exactly what my study prep is going to be. It's
Yeah.
going to be it's going to be a mock on Saturday and then nothing else the rest of the day, and then review the entire mock on Sunday. And yes, people are like, oh, that takes an entire day. That's an entire study session. Yeah, it is because I'm not just sitting there flipping through, go like, all right, got that one right, got that one right, got that right. I'm like, I literally used to go through every single question. Now, granted, if it was something that was like so fucking easy that I didn't really have to spend that much time on it, then I wouldn't. But there was probably
For
only like
sure.
5 or 10, maybe 12 questions on the exam where it was like, all right, I don't need to do that because I know that like the back of my hand. Most of the questions are not like that. So, yes, I used to sit there, go question by question, answer by answer to make sure that I understood every single aspect of that mock exam. The question that they were asking, and then the answers, whether the right ones and then the three wrong ones, that I knew exactly why this one was right, why this one was wrong, and what exactly they were asking. It's a 2 or 3 hour process.
It's longer because when I would do my mock exams on CFA, I would literally sit there with a fine tooth comb because guess what? If it came up on this mock exam, it's coming up on another mock exam. And if was able to get it right, I want to keep getting those questions right. But if I got it wrong, I need to figure out where I made the mistake. And if that is, and I would literally sit there with the question on the left and with the book on the right or the book in my hand, and I'd be flipping through the book back to where that was and reading in the book and going, that's what that means.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
now it's starting to cement the concept in my head because I was like, I read that same sentence 5 times, but right now is the first time that it made sense.
Right. And that's why you need to review it because yes, people are like, oh, I took a mock exam. I got this on it. So I'm at a 71 right now. Well, not necessarily, because some of the stuff you got right, you may not really know, which takes
Right.
off points. And then there's stuff that you may have gotten wrong that you need to that you actually do know, or you need to work on that.
Right.
So that's why you go and review it, and you don't just take the mock exam and just throw all that out.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more with that. So again,
It's as sorry, it's as serious. I used to take reviewing the mock exam as seriously as I did taking the actual mock exam.
and what did I tell you? Like if the exam takes you, you got to dedicate at least half to a full, so a zero point 0.5 to a 1 multiplier, whatever time it took you to do the exam. If the exam took you 3 hours, assume it's going to take you 1.5 to 3 hours to review.
Yeah, you used to
Exam
say
took
that
you,
half the time. Yeah.
yeah. So the exam takes you 5 hours, 2.5 to 5 hours, because, and
Mhm.
obviously, the higher your score, the more likely that you understood the information. So it's going
Yeah.
to take you a shorter time. But if you're scoring in the 60s, there is a lot of exam to review, right? And
Yep.
I'm just
A
talking about the
lot.
ones that you got wrong. So, like, make sure that you're going through each of those questions with a fine tooth comb and squeezing every ounce of juice before you throw the orange out. That's the ideal way. And that's, again, that is the intention that we are looking for.
Yeah,
So,
it's the intention. Exactly. It's the intention behind the mock exam. Take it seriously, review it like your life depended on it. And
and
you'll
though,
be good.
yeah, and I will tell you, and obviously I'm not going to make a guarantee here, but for a lot of people, this pushes their next mock. The people who really take it seriously, it is not uncommon that we see 4, 5, 6 point improvements from one mock to the next because they were able to really go in there, and now you're
Yep.
adding 10, 11, 12 more
Yeah.
questions to your right column
Yeah.
than you did in the previous one. So, and that's a massive improvement in a week to see a 4 to 6
No,
point.
that's massive, especially if you're like right around that, like I'm almost passing mark. Like I remember, and I always like to say, I always like space them out by like about a week.
A
Like, don't
week.
take a
Yeah,
mock exam and then do it. Don't take a mock exam on Saturday and do another one on Tuesday. You're going to be burnt the hell out. You're not going to be ready for it. And number two, there's not much time to improve on that.
true,
So
true.
give yourself that week, and then you'll really see, like, all right, how much did I actually improve from the last one? There's not going to be an accurate depiction of how much you improve if you do it 3 days later. Give yourself a week.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying start this like a month or so out so you could take multiple mock exams. If you start this a week before, you're really only you're
No,
not taking
yeah.
that many mock
Yeah,
exams.
I mean, you got to start, somewhere in that 3 to 4 week mark. Give yourself enough time because you like David makes a great point there that I didn't even express earlier, which is you can't take 3 mocks in a week, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm going to take 3 mocks. When are you going to take it? Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. Ah, that ain't going to work. That's just way too much because right there, right then and there, you are taking 510 questions on mocks alone.
Intense questions.
Like you don't even really have enough time. By the time you review, it's time to take the next exam. So it's just a little too much where you're not even getting a chance to go back and, spend some time with the material that you needed to work on. So give
Yeah,
it some time.
think about like, did you have friends that are running the New York Marathon? Did they ever say, "Yeah, I'm going to practice. I'm going to run 26 on Sunday, Wednesday, and then again next Saturday"? You'll be like, "What? Are you
Yeah.
fucking nuts?"
Yeah. Yeah. Or dead. They're just gonna fucking keel over and die. How many miles? I just ran 100 miles this week.
You
What
know,
did you
we
run? What did you run 3 weeks before? 6. Anyway, let's end right there. So as always, everybody with any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to David or myself, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.